Hello viewers and welcome to a brand new episode of Trashtalk on Lancer, Shadow of the Wolf edition, where I talk stuff about mech. In this episode, Hecatoncheires, from Horus. Hecatoncheires, directly translated from ancient Greek as hundred-handed ones, also called hundred-handers or centi-main, were three monstrous giants in Greek mythology, each with 50 heads and 100 arms. Hades, Briareos, and Gyges were their names, and in the myth, they aided Zeus and the Olympians to overthrow the Titans in the Titanomachy, and in some stories, they became the Titans' warders, holding them in the Tartarus. Named after the myth, Hecatoncheires may not have 100 hands, but it can keep its victim in a nano-swarm prison just fine. As Hecatoncheires is an alt frame of Balor, it too shares the same license with it, obtaining its weapons as well as systems. Looking at its stats, one can quickly see that Hecatoncheires will play very differently compared to Balor, as it's a tiny size half. It also has much lower health, repair cap, but it can actually dodge and move too. It also has actual sensor range and, funny enough, can take more heat than the original. As for its traits, it has 3 of them. First, dispersed profile. When Hecatoncheires is in soft cover, ranged attacker receive +2 difficulty instead of 1 to attack it. Second, smoke and mirrors. Hecatoncheires can always hide in area of soft cover, even right in front of the enemy. And third, panoptes targeting. Hecatoncheires' smart weapons can ignore invisible status of character within sensors. I think it's very obvious by now that Hecatoncheires plays extremely differently to Balor, where Balor is a slow frontline tank that can take hit like nothing else. Hecatoncheires prefer to sneak around and not get shot down, which is where 2 of its traits come in handy. The first makes it much harder to get shot at, letting it get close to its combat range, and the second lets it get away no matter how bad the situation gets, until the opponent brings out the flamethrower. The third is where it gets really interesting, because it means everything within 10 spaces has no invisibility to the Hecatoncheires, and that has a lot of build potential that are locked from most other frames. Sure, there's other ways to defeat invisibility, but it requires an active use, whereas Hecatoncheires can just stare at people closely and then shoot them with bees. I swear, this trait feels like Catherine Stark looked at this thing and just went, okay, it can get a little buff as a treat. Anyway, as for its weapon mounts, it has 2 like Balor, 1 main and 1 heavy. As for its core system, first, Hecatoncheires has a Razor Hive system, which is like Hive Drone in a lot of ways, but it can't be destroyed. With a quick action, you can deploy a Razor Swarm to a blast one area within sensor that contains no hostile. It counts as drones for the purpose of everything, but it's also a zone because you can't shoot it, and it also don't obstruct movement or cause engagement. What Razor Swarm does is that it can provide soft cover to allied characters, including you, even those partially in it. Any hostile that starts their turn or moves into it for the first time instead will get 2 burn. You may only have 1 Razor Swarm at a time. The swarm persists until end of the scene or until recalled or redeployed with a quick action. This is another key component of Hecatoncheires. No soft cover when you are in a group of enemy, just call this thing in and bye-bye. This is also quite a hefty source of deterministic damage. 2 burn is no joke. A grunt will basically just die with barely an effort from you. No need to roll dice to shoot or cut them, just point at them and let the swarm eat them alive. Now of course, you might wonder, why have Hive Drone when you have this? Well, again, you can only have 1 of this at a time, and, I don't know, maybe sometimes you want to cover the map in birds and bees instead of just a single corner, and also it would be very useful for Hecatoncheires' core power. With a quick action, Hecatoncheires can activate Mirio's long-leash directed Grey Wash for Enraged Swarm. Every hostile in 1 or more zones created by your drone suffer 4 burn. It's also efficient. Needless to say, a drone-focused Hecatoncheires is gonna be a fucking nightmare, in both damage and in universe. And that's basically it on Hecatoncheires, a sneaky tiny nano-swarm nightmare that can appear out of nowhere and eat people alive. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.